Pipeline management. When you lie to yourself about what is real, you risk losing the very deals that could bring momentum to your business. The goal of this session is to provide you with the right mindset, approach, and a framework for managing and working deals in your pipeline both efficiently and effectively for long-term sales success. Managing prospects and customers is a key function of any sales professional, and the best ones use various tools to be both efficient and effective, including but not limited to standardized sales process, customer journey maps, qualified leads, established pipeline and deal management tactics, accurate sales forecasting, and goal setting. Developing a sales process. Is a sales process necessary for sales success? You better believe it. It's absolutely vital. Though it's important to target your message to each customer and prospect, the truth is that this group shares many similar needs and challenges your product or service can solve. Leveraging those similarities enables you to create a sales process that outlines and streamlines the steps so you have more time to customize each and every interaction. There are 6 key areas around pipeline and prospect management. Having a standardized sales process, funnel, and pipeline. People and customer journey mapping. Leveraging qualified leads and prospects. Notice I said prospects versus suspects. Driving urgency. Your follow-up and follow-through, and then forecasting and accurate goal setting. One process for managing a sales process includes using the stages throughout the sales process, keeping in mind that there is an effective way for you to measure and understand where a potential deal is within the sales process. Those stages could include: number 1, investigate and research. Number 2, discovery. Number 3, we're now convincing, in the convince stage. Number 4, negotiate. Number 5, closed. Hopefully won, but sometimes closed lost. And then 6, the post-close. Now let's hear from Ryan describing a pipeline and how it can be organized, as well as the benefits to effectively managing your pipeline. Just a sidebar that Ryan is a sales leader in North Carolina that I had the honor and the privilege to work with. He explained to me that a well-maintained pipeline is like a work of art. Great description, Ryan. Ryan, thanks for joining. If you don't mind, introduce yourself.
First of all, thanks, Larry, for having me. My name is Ryan Walsh, founder and CEO of RepView, which is a startup based here in the Triangle area. And we're focused exclusively on empowering sales professionals to take control of their career via giving them access to data, insights, and information about sales organizations that they would never otherwise have access to. My entire career has been focused on sales, not only selling, but also empowering the careers of sales professionals that I've worked with over the years. So I would start, first of all, and say that as a longtime sales manager, a pipeline is a reflection of you as a salesperson, right? As a sales individual, your pipeline is a reflection of you. As a manager and a senior leader, that, people may not always see you every day, but they're going to see your pipeline every day, right? That's what sales leaders do, right? So think of the pipeline as a reflection of your work, right? It's not just visible to you. Like I said, it's visible to your peers. It's visible to your manager. It's visible to senior leaders. So I think it's important to understand that as a baseline benefit is keep it, how do you want to be reflected within the organization? Many times that's based on your pipeline. And number 2, regardless of where your career takes you or what path you take, maybe you're in sales now, but extreme organization will lead to success in any number of different roles, right? So how do you apply extreme organization to sales and a pipeline is very, very important. So extreme organization, think about things like, are you following up with the people when you need to The people that you told you would follow up with, is that happening? Do you owe, prospects any deliverables, right? How do you prioritize your day? You may have a lot of opportunities in the pipeline, right? So it may be hard to keep up just within your brain. Do you have immediate access to notes on what has been said in the past and how you've managed these calls in the past? Where are your notes on these? How are you, so the benefits to effective pipeline management, it's really at the very core of effective, being an effective sales professional is managing an effective pipeline. And it's just not possible to be effective, to be, on time, without having an effective pipeline management strategy, right? And so I start with, think of the pipeline as a literal reflection of you within your organization. And then it's also a tool. It's a tool or a system that allows you, the sales professional, it enables you to be extremely organized. And so leverage the technology that's made available to you by the organization to take your organization skills to the next level.
A key activity in the investigation phase is mapping your customer's journey, outlining the steps they take on the path to buying your product or your service. The typical journey could look something like this: recognizing that they have a need, sometimes with your help, researching possible solutions, finding possible solutions, comparing options with more research, making a decision with confidence, getting other stakeholders and decision makers on board for a consensus, achieving budget approval, and then ultimately signing the deal. Understanding the steps and emotions within this journey is critical and key to you customizing your tactics and building stronger relationships with customers, prospects, and qualified leads. Finding fit with outcome selling. Outcome selling is knowing the results your customer and/or advocate is looking for personally, and then offering solutions to help them achieve those goals. That might be getting a promotion, having more time to devote to their family. It's one way to establish fit and should be included in your people mapping. You now become a resource for their personal success and the deal they need to get done. In return, they'll often truthfully give you the information you need to seal the deal and win their business. If you can help a champion achieve success in their job, how much more important is that for them than another free lunch or a free round of golf? This approach is more time efficient for both you and your prospects. It sends the message that you're focused on what they need to be successful and not just the fluff on the external. The sales pipeline tracks a customer or a prospect's progress through your sales process. It's a helpful tool in managing both your workflow and your sales forecasting. For example, let's say the total deals in your pipeline represent $250,000 in contract value. Let's say your sales conversion rate is 20%. Your expected new business is $50,000. Oftentimes, salespeople lie to themselves and their organization because they want to show a healthy pipeline, even though they know deep down inside that many of the deals are simply fantasies. Be real with yourself. Be willing to accept the ones that are simply fantasy deals. Not only will this give you the ability to better prioritize those deals that are indeed real, but it also frees up your time to better build a real pipeline. Prospects versus suspects. Being able to identify the key traits and personalities involved in closing a deal is crucial. Having the information to determine who's a real prospect versus a suspect is going to help you in the long run. Qualified leads are prospects who meet your ideal customer profile, your ICP. There are two major types of qualified leads. Number one, SQLs, Sales qualified leads. That's those leads that have been researched and verified and are ready to engage with a sales professional. The second kind is MQLs, marketing qualified leads. They've connected with your company via a touch point like content marketing or trade shows, and they have the potential to convert to a customer. When an MQL is ready to talk to a sales team member, they now become an SQL. Within the sales process, there are various types of folks that can be involved. Influencers. They're just that. They can have influence over a deal moving forward or not, but do not have final decision-making power. Champions. Those are influencers who know and like your solution and are willing to go to bat for you with their boss or other decision makers. These people play a vital role in facilitating the sales process and converting prospects to leads and leads to close deals. If you can't get your champion to put you in meetings with someone who can say yes, then you don't have a qualified deal, and guess what? You might not have a true champion. Identifying champions is a key aspect of the people mapping process. Now, decision makers. They have the power, or as I like to call it, the juice, to authorize the contract and the payment without checking with anyone else. Driving urgency through the sales process. One of the biggest competitors often overlooked in a deal is the client deciding to do nothing and choosing nobody. You need to understand the customer's urgency. If the status quo is good enough for them, you have a powerful competitor standing right in your way of the potential deal. Follow up and follow through, or as I like to call it, your say-do ratio. One of the most critical aspects to sales success is your ability to follow up professionally and follow through on your commitments. It builds trust and allows you to move deals forward in the sales process, advancing the future stages and next steps. I measure your follow through by this say-do ratio. If you say you're going to do something and you do it, congrats. You're now batting 100%. However, if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, that's now a say-do-do ratio and a big no-no. This erodes trust and belief that you can deliver a solution that can match the needs of your prospect. Please ensure that you actually do what you say you will do. In a perfect world, both you and your prospect should have next steps and to-do items. These are action items for you both to mutually progress forward towards partnering and working together. Accurate sales forecasting. Accurate forecasting balances past performance data and real-time insights to inform of future sales activities. Here are 3 valuable metrics to monitor: average selling price, win percentage, and deal velocity. Your average selling price, or ASP, shows how much your solution is worth to the market. It's calculated by dividing total revenue, or closed won, by the number of deals closed. This informs decisions around price adjustments and pricing for future offerings. Your win percentage, that's the amount of closed opportunities versus the total opportunity. It's calculated by dividing closed won opportunities by the total opportunities, both closed won and closed lost. This shows how effective you are as a sales professional as well as your sales team. Deal velocity. This measures the speed of deals through your pipeline to revenue generation. It's calculated by multiplying the number of total opportunities by average deal value by win percentage and dividing that amount by length of the sales cycle. This shows how much revenue you can plan on over a certain period of time. Let's tune in as Donald Thompson speaks on pipeline.
let's talk about a few rules in pipeline management for entrepreneurs or sales professionals that don't have a full team, or maybe you're the sales professional and the entrepreneur. I like to talk about 5 times. 5 times the number of deals you want to close is what should be in your pipeline. So that means if you want to do $500,000 in business in a 90-day period of time, a business quarter, that means you need to have $2.5 million in your pipeline. That gives you the ability to be 1 out of 5. That means out of every 5 prospects you talk to, you're going to have a close rate of one of those prospects closing in that 90-day period of time. The reason that's important is people lie. People tell you they're interested and they're not. People tell you they have budget and they don't. You could lose to the competition, but you're not typically going to go 0 for 5. And so 5 times the amount of business you want to close is what should be in your pipeline at all times. And that's how you can have a successful selling career. And that's how you can manage the overall growth of your business.
Excellent work on completing module number 5, prospect management. Developing a framework to manage and control your prospect pipeline. This is a natural progression to module number 6, closing, which could be and actually should be called helping. I'm super excited as we provide you with a strategy, a game plan, and a process for closing and partnering with your prospects, ensuring that you're now ready to serve as that trusted business advisor and successful sales professional. Let's finish strong, and I'll see you at the end.